Hello everyone, this is Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk. Thank you for joining me. This is what I'm going to be making today. It is a little twisted wedge box, which looks as though it's going to be very difficult to make, but in fact it's very, very easy, and you could probably get quite a lot of, sweeties or a small treat in there. And if you would like to see how I made it, stay with me and I will show you. I've got my piece of Mossy Meadow card, which is 4 inches by 11 inches, and I've scored it halfway, which is at 5.5 inches. And now I'm going to turn it long ways, and I'm going to make a mark of 2 inches, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to make a mark at 2 inches. I marked out the midline on my board with a Sharpie marker, and I'm going to use that to align the corner where I folded it, so the bit where I folded and the mark that I've just made. I'm going to make sure that those are lined up in the same groove, and I'm going to score. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I've aligned the fold with the marked line and the bottom, and I'm just going to score. And I turn it round, and I'm going to do it on the other side. There we go. So what I've got in, if I fold those out of the way, and that is pretty much the shape of my box. I told you it was easy. It's a bit plain as it is, so I want to decorate the front of the box. So I've cut myself a piece of the Farmer's Market DSP, and this is 3.5 by 5.25 inches, and I've marked the midpoint on the short side, which is at 1 3/4 inches. I think that's right, yes. And I've just drawn myself a line from the corner to that midpoint on both sides. And I've got my trimmer, and now I'm going to trim down along those lines. So I'm lining up the line I've marked into the groove of the trimmer, and I'm just slicing that off. And I'm doing this on the reverse side of the paper, the side that I don't want to show. So it doesn't matter if I've got a whacking great big pen line all the way through it, because nobody is going to see it. So there you go. Now, if I wanted to, I could repeat that on the other side, but just for today I think I'm only going to cover the top of the box. So I've got my snail and my silicone mat. And the only reason I'm using the silicone mat is to save my table when I run off the edge of the piece I'm putting the snail on. So there's no real difference between them, so I think I want this bit to be the top of my box, just because it's handy. And I'm just lining that up inside the score lines. And there we go. To make the closure of the box, I've got a cork here which I'm going to use to protect my fingers, and I'm just closing it up so that my edges are even, and I'm going to decide about where I want my hole to be. Okay, and I'm going to take the cork away, and I'm going to try and keep that straight, and I'm going to poke right through all 4 layers. You see, that's stuck on there. And that's going to be a help to me to line up my punch. So I've got my 1/4 inch hand-held punch, and I'm just centering those circles on there. And now I can bring my other pieces up, and I'm lining that up with what bit I've bunched before so that I can see the hole through it. And now that's nearly done with the construction of the box. Now to close the box, I have some of our cotton stripe ribbon, and this is Mossy Meadow, so it's the same colour as the box. The top of it is more Old Olive and vanilla, but I think they tone. I think they work, don't you? Yes, of course they do. Similar enough. So I've got my, oops, I've got my ribbon scissors here. I'm going to cut myself a length of Mossy Meadow, and I'm making quite a sharp end to it. So with my piercing tool, I'm going to persuade this through the holes that I've punched. Okay. Now, if I was putting a treat in this, now would be a good time before I finally seal it up. But you could get, you could get quite a few sweeties in there. Yeah. And then, in this case, I'm just going to tie a knot and close it. And where's my linen thread? Right, I'm just going to tidy that up because that's got a little bit ragged while I persuaded it to go through the hole that I cut there. Let's trim that off so that they look even. Okay, and I've got my linen thread around somewhere. I'll go and get that, and I'm going to tie some linen red thread around the top of that. So stay there a minute. Don't go away. I will be right back. Right, I'm back. Got my thread. It's on the other side of the room. So I've got to cut myself off a length of the linen thread, and actually I've been quite generous with that, but never mind. You know, it's not very expensive. Actually, do I want the knot? I don't think I do. I think I just want the linen thread. So change your design direction while I untie the knot. There we go. And bring those ends up even. Make a loop in my linen thread. And come here, come on. I'll pull that bit through. Tie everything off and just wind that round a couple of times. And tie the thread off. And I'll make a little bow, I think. There we go. And there it is. Let's have a sentiment for the front of the box, and I am going to be using this one, which is Thanks for Being You, and this is from Sweet Sayings, and sweet is spelled S-U-I-T-E. And we've got a number of different styles in there, and quite a lot of them, well, they all actually coordinate with other stamp ranges in the Stampin' Up catalogue. So that's the one I'm going to be using. And I've got my Very Vanilla card because the background of the Farmers Market DSP is very vanilla, and Mossy Meadow ink. So I am mixing and matching a little bit with the ink colour. And on my scrap of Very Vanilla, as you can see, I've already been chopping out of that. I'm going to print that, and with my 2-inch circle punch, just make sure that that is centered in there. Okay, and I've got a scrap of Mossy Meadow, and again you can see I've been hacking into that one as well, and this is the 2 3/8 of an inch scallop circle punch. And out of there, put the Mossy Meadow away before my thumb goes in it. watch me regularly, you will know that that is a particular talent of mine. So I'm going to attach the vanilla to the Mossy Meadow with this bit of snail, because it's not load bearing or anything like that. And there it is. Right, so there's my sentiment. Here's my box, and I'm going to put that on the front with some dimensionals, of course, because we love dimensionals, and they don't cost much, but just raising things up just off the background layer, it just adds a little bit of, you know, a little bit of dimension and makes it a little bit more special. So whereabouts shall we put that? And I would say round about there. And there we are, job done. So here's the finished wedge box. Very easy to make, but actually looks as though it took you hours and hours of measuring, and in fact it didn't. So I think that's pretty cool myself. So I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial, and if so, I would very much like it if you would leave me a comment or click the like button. And if you would like to see more of my projects, then please do subscribe to my channel, because I will be posting more very soon. I've got a blog, I've got a Facebook chat page. You can get there from the links in the more information box below this video, and if you want to find how to get hold of the materials that I've used, then there will be a link to my Stampin' Up shop as well. Just for now though, thank you very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you again soon. Bye bye.